Well, Jane Houlihan here at the ABC shop. I've got to know you very well. You're a wonderful family member of the ABC. It's a bit of an end of an era,
It is.
Jane.
It is.
How long had you worked here? Or
I've
have you worked here?
for the ABC in the retail division for 21 years at the Erina store. We've been in 2 locations. We started in another section of Erina Fair, and then we moved here when you joined us, when the radio was next door, about 11 years ago. So
What was that like?
Well, things have changed a lot, I guess. Having the radio station next door was great. It was really refreshing for us to have a change from just the retail side, and it gave us an opportunity to see how another part of the ABC worked. You know, broadcasting is a totally different division to us, and we got to work quite closely, as you know.
Do you think we became a bit of a little team?
Oh, definitely. I mean, you had your guests coming in for interviews, and and I think my greatest, well, not my greatest memory, but one of the funniest moments, you used to have people come in from the reptile park every week, and they bought I have a feeling it might have been an albino cobra, but anyway.
Yes, it was an albino cobra.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's many years ago, but we could, because you called it the fishbowl, so
Yeah.
we could see from the shop and look in, and here are you sitting on your desk trying to do an interview seriously with your
Feet on the
knees
desk.
up and your hands around with his feisty cobra, and we could see him in the shop, and he was sort of flipping up the windows, and
right.
so that's a memory. And
Good
then
information. You're a bit of a gateway for the ABC.
well, I think we're a help desk for the ABC. We're a contact point for viewers, or for listeners to radio. So if they had an inquiry about something they heard on radio at 2 a.m. or something they saw on TV over the weekend, they'd come in and say, "Can you help me? I'd really like to know more about that." So we still are, but it's going to change. So yes, we're a point of contact, and I think that's probably why we built up such a rapport with our customers.
Jane, to empty out.
Well, I've never seen our storeroom like this. Look at it, it's virtually empty. It echoes in here now when you walk in, and as you can see, we haven't had deliveries on stock for a couple of weeks, so the shop is nearly empty. Well, it's getting closer to being empty.
Is it sad?
We've known for such a long time. The ABC announced it very fairly to the staff as soon as the decision was made virtually. So we've known since July of last year. So that's given us plenty of time to absorb, the news. And so I think now we're probably to a point that we're all just ready to move on. But
It's a big slab of your life, though, isn't it?
21 years, yes.
You must have started when you were 10.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you.
Jane Houlihan, it's been such a pleasure working with you and Alison and Meryl and Janice and all of the girls. Just a wonderful crew, and I did feel part of a team. I often manned the shelves and helped man the counter.
You did, Scott. You did indeed.
You didn't make much money when I was manning the counter if you had to go for a quick break to the restroom or whatever. But I talked to the people until you got back.
Scott, you can talk as good as anyone.
I didn't lose any customers.
You
I
know,
don't think.
I'm sure you didn't.
Anyway, all the best in the future.
Thank you.
Jane, it's been just such a marvellous experience to understand retail a bit too. It's a tough gig. It really is. And whenever I thought I was doing it hard, I think about your sales, targets and the massive rent you paid at the shopping centre to keep the bottom line going, and particularly the changing trend of people buying books and DVDs and CDs.
Well, Scott, it gave me an insight into broadcasting too, because when you first started here, you were only on air probably 3 or 4 hours a day, and I remember asking you what you did with the rest of your time. I had no idea the preparation that goes into, doing 3 hours of live radio a day.
That's
right.
You've
turning
got
up
to go
interviews.
to the pub the rest of the time.
So it gave us an insight into how broadcasting works too. So
It's been lovely working with you, and just what a bunch of fabulous people. I mean, you put the service into service industry, no doubt about it. Let's go for a walk through the shop.
well, see, all this will still be available online. ABC will still have a presence in the retail sector. Sanity are going to stock the CDs, DVDs and some of the books. And this, I assume, will be the merchandise that will still be available online. So, because we had a mail order department before the internet existed.
Yeah.
So.
It's been an interesting place to work, this, hasn't it? You have to get in every morning using a sonic screwdriver.
Oh, yes.
Speaking
And
of
come in
which,
a time machine.
speaking of which, There it is. Jane, this has been a delightful place to meet really beautiful families, hasn't it? Mums and dads and gorgeous little kids. I mean, you love children, I know. Has that been a happy aspect of the whole experience?
Oh, definitely.
Because their little eyes light up, don't they?
I
when
mean,
they see their
children
favourite
respond
characters?
exactly to characters. So they come in here and it's, amazing because they can look around and they've been able to see all their favourite characters,
Giggle and
Toy-
Hoot,
yeah,
Thomas,
and,
the Wiggles, Peppa Pig.
I've worked here so long that I've seen, children come in from toddlers and now they're adults and I've made some fabulous friendships through the store because I've worked here for so long. And so you do see them go through different stages. If children are shopping in here regularly with their parents, you see them come out of those preschool toys and then you see them getting interested in reading and books and then as they become teenagers it's been documentaries and comedy but yeah, children have been a big part because of ABC's great quality content of programs for children. Play School, it's been on air for 50 years, am I right?
Yeah.
Be close. I'm
Nearly
50.
as long as you've worked with the ABC.
Well, thank you. I'm 50 and Play School was on air when I was little, so it'd have to be. It's 50 years.
Any tantrums?
Oh, when they
I know
don't,
you've had a few, but what about the kids?
when they don't want to leave, or if they're leaving without purchasing something that they really want. Oh, plenty. And then the little ones that get so excited and engrossed in browsing that they forget they need to go to the bathroom. So we've had a few accidents in the shop over the years too. I generally just have given the mother a thing of disinfectant and a cloth because it's not my area.
Jane, it's been a great ride and it's been fun to have the radio station and the shop connected for so many years, over 10 years. It was a really interesting part of my life too. So we'll continue to get together and
Lovely, yes.
continue to reminisce.
You can give us a new job. We can come work for you.
I'll tell you what, you'd be a good producer. You'd be a good presenter, actually. You're a sensational speaker. Thanks, Jane Houlihan.
Thanks, Scott.